As the moon cast eerie shadows through the dense canopy of the ancient forest, I felt a shiver run down my spine. My name is Alex, and I had always been an avid hiker, but this night was unlike any other. Lost in this forsaken wilderness, I knew I was in for a harrowing ordeal. It all began as a spontaneous decision to explore this forest after dark. The sun had already dipped below the horizon, and I thought it would be an exhilarating experience to hike under the silvery glow of the moon. Armed with a dim flashlight and my trusty backpack, I ventured deeper into the woods, my steps crunching on the fallen leaves beneath. For the first hour, everything seemed fine. The gentle rustling of leaves and distant hooting of owls created a haunting yet strangely calming atmosphere. But soon, I realized I had lost track of the trail. Panic gnawed at the edges of my consciousness as I desperately tried to retrace my steps. The forest had transformed into an impenetrable maze of towering trees. My flashlight's feeble beam revealed gnarled roots and twisted branches that seemed to reach out and snatch at me with gnashing wooden jaws. I quickened my pace, but the forest appeared to conspire against me, shifting its winding paths and obstructing my escape. Then, I heard it, a faint, ghostly whisper carried by the night wind. I strained my ears, and through the rustling leaves, I could make out words, cold and cryptic. "They're watching you, Alex. Lost souls in the shadows." My heart raced, and I spun around. But there was nothing there, just the oppressive darkness of the woods. I tried to dismiss it as my imagination playing tricks on me, but the feeling of being watched persisted. I continued stumbling through the labyrinthine forest, my sense of time warping as the night wore on. The eerie whispers grew louder, and I couldn't ignore them any longer. They spoke of ancient curses, vengeful spirits, and souls trapped in the very trees that surrounded me. My flashlight flickered, and dread washed over me like a tidal wave. I was plunged into complete darkness. My racing heart seemed to synchronize with the pounding footsteps that echoed through the woods, growing closer with every beat. Something was pursuing me, and I couldn't see what it was. I stumbled over unseen obstacles, branches slashing at my skin, leaves and twigs crunching beneath my feet. The whispers became a cacophony of sinister voices, taunting and tormenting me. I could no longer tell if they were real or a manifestation of my fear. Suddenly, I tripped and fell hard, the breath knocked out of me. Gasping for air, I desperately groped around for my flashlight. When I finally found it and switched it on, I wished I hadn't. A ghastly figure stood before me, a specter draped in tattered rags, its face hidden beneath a hood. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly malevolence. I couldn't move, couldn't scream. It raised a skeletal hand and pointed deeper into the forest, the whispers now resonating from its very being. "Join us, Alex," it rasped, its voice a bone-chilling melody. "Join the lost souls condemned to wander these woods for eternity." Terror coursed through my veins as I struggled to my feet and fled, the haunting figure pursuing me relentlessly. The forest itself seemed to come alive, trees closing in, roots slithering like serpents to trip me. The whispers swirled around me, driving me to the brink of madness. Hours passed, maybe even days, as I ran through the never-ending nightmare. My strength waned, and I could feel the darkness closing in, the malevolent presence drawing near. Just when I thought I could go no further, I stumbled upon a clearing. The moon bathed the glade in its silvery light, revealing a twisted, gnarled tree at its center. It was the source of the whispers, and it bore the likeness of a tormented face etched into its bark. I had found the heart of the cursed forest. Desperation and fear gave me newfound strength as I drew my backpack's contents, a small vial of holy water and a silver crucifix. With trembling hands, I splashed the water onto the cursed tree and brandished the crucifix before it. A deafening shriek echoed through the forest as the malevolent presence recoiled in agony. The woods seemed to shudder and release their hold on me. The whispers faded, the ghostly figure vanished, and the forest returned to its dormant state. I took one last look at the cursed tree, its face contorted in anguish, before I fled the clearing. The night had taken its toll, and my body ached as I finally stumbled back onto the trail. The cursed forest had shown me a darkness beyond imagination, and I had barely escaped its clutches. As the first rays of dawn broke through the trees, I vowed never to return to those haunted woods, where lost souls and malevolent spirits roamed freely, waiting for the next unsuspecting wanderer to become one of them.